don't think I've ever done this, and I've been to 6 different schools, I think, and this is the first time anything like this has happened.
Well, we're not quite sure at the moment, actually. For the most part, we've been kept in the dark.
This is actually the first time such a thing is happening to me at the school, and I think it's going to be great.
The problem with education is that it's disconnected from the way the real world works. Education as it's been designed was designed to create followers and hoop jumpers. People doing what other people are asking them to do. It has not been designed to create thinkers and problem solvers. What we've tried to do with GreenLEAP is to rethink all of the relationships that we've inherited in education and make them more realistic and whole to how we know people learn.
So you don't walk into an Algebra 2 class in life. You walk into a situation that has collaborators, information, and a problem, and you have to solve that problem together.
The magnitude of the problems we're dealing with require a different skill set. What we're doing is we are rearranging the space so that when the students come in, they aren't coming to the place that they've known before as school. They're coming to a new place, and ideally they're bringing different habits and attitudes with them, and we get to reframe our relationship with them, their relationship to what we're doing, and we start afresh on a 3-week intensive project.
The idea is to make it different so they behave differently. We're not in school anymore.
You're starting a 3-week trial period, and we are a solution design firm. They bring problems to us, and we provide the best solutions in the world to the problems that they bring. So we are going to be kicking off what is known as the Backpack Challenge, redesigning the backpack.
Know that the timing is going to feel very rushed. That's on purpose. We want to take you through a whole design cycle. This is really going to help lay the foundation for what's going to be taking place over the next 3 weeks, and we want to do that quickly.
And don't be afraid to say stupid things. In general, the stupid things are the ones who will stay at the end. Don't be afraid of anything you will say today. Don't be afraid of anything you will draw.
Yeah, very amazing experiment, and very interesting the ideas that they came out, which is exactly what the industry is about right now. Yeah, I really hope it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks of following that first experiment, because the first day is always the worst, should be. So if the worst is like that, wow, it's going to be great.
We learn best to be a member of our community by being a member of our community. So in rethinking the relationship of school with the external world, we're trying to knock those walls down and engage with problems that are from the real world. So in the GreenLEAP program, we have clients that come in and bring us a real world problem that we engage with.
I thought we got some good information out of them, just for what we need to know about our project and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a huge change. It's so different compared to normal schoolwork. It's like we're going into the workforce a little bit and just experiencing it.
I think I want to come out of this with some knowledge on enterprise and business and things, along the lines of that.
It's great learning about it. We haven't done a lot of entrepreneurship yet, but we're going to go into that during these next 2.5 weeks, and I'm really excited to learn more.
This stuff, I definitely feel like if I was going to go do a job, even if it wasn't an office job, I could use it later in life.
Our teams of students are small, with a coach who engages with this problem, and it's real. We've brought in guest coaches from around the world who have expertise in design thinking, problem solving, and process. So in this situation, we put everybody into a time-concentrated context. And what we're doing in the GreenLEAP program is we're saying, let's take 2.5 weeks and work really on one problem so that we can have time to go deep into it. We can have time to go into periods, which is normal in the problem-solving cycle, of getting frustrated and not knowing where we're going and whether it's going to work out, and sitting with that and trying to figure out how to bring ourselves out of that. Part of the process is that the teams need to go out into the real world and engage with the world and the people that they're designing solutions for. So we go out and do observations, interviews, multiple times to try to really understand how these users are interacting with the problem space. The design thinking process is also known as human-centered design. So it's designing for people, and it's not designing for what you think of. You can come up with what you already know about these people. You need to kind of get in their head and look at the world through their eyes and see how they're interacting with it. From then on, the program is a mixture of about half and half of actually working on that problem through the design phases of empathizing with the user, defining the problem, coming up with ideas or solutions to resolve the problem, selecting which of those ideas might actually work, doing some prototyping and testing to see which of those ideas looks to be the best to solve the problem, and communicating back and forth with the client to help fine-tune that.
I do feel challenged, yes. I didn't on the first day. I thought it was a bit of a muck around, but then I felt challenged on the second and third day. We've been worked really hard. We're being pushed really, really hard, harder than classes ever really pushed us.
Why, like, what am I learning, you know? I'm never going to use algebra in my real life. But all these things that we're learning here and all these real life solutions motivate all of us to like dig deeper into the problem and really be motivated to do it.
So half the time is working on the problem, and then about half the time are workshops and exercises so that they're getting a little bit of a flow. They're not constantly on the problem, which can get overwhelming and boring. We focus on team building and getting people comfortable expressing their ideas and being creative, that there's no right answer. We really mix it up so that we're doing energizers and team builders. We're doing little mini workshops that are giving them the skills or presenting ideas or concepts that they're going to need to have in their toolbox to begin the next stage. The culmination of the program is a delivery of value. Our teams have been working with our clients for 2.5 weeks to come up with new and innovative ways to think about the problem and to work with it.
Good, it's going well. We're getting ready. Finish running his nose. So I think we're good to go. Bit of nervous, but it's fun. Bit nervous. Bit of nervous.
We made it, guys. We made it. Woo. We survived. This has been 2.5 weeks of very intense design thinking, looking at a real-world problem with a partner. And we saw you guys working amazingly hard every day and coming through some very deep lows of frustration and highs of feeling like you finally had that insight.
But it was a challenge and it was fun, so it was good.
Getting out of school and actually doing things yourself, where it's not someone telling you this, it's not the interaction between you and a person, it's you actually being in the moment, doing those things. It's a completely different experience, and you can understand it in a way that you can't really, comprehend it when a teacher tells you the same way. So.
A good disaster, I guess you could call it. There was definitely times of good and times of bad.
There's times where things really felt pressured, and at that point I was just like, why am I even here?
Coming through the other side of that is, you learn a lot from that, about yourself, about the people you were with, and just about collaborating with people.
Learning that I can be a leader and I can do it pretty effectively. Well, I think I can. I tried. I think it was good.
Leadership is definitely one of the points that I've learned for myself that I have, which is great,
Yeah, I think so. I think we've actually done something, and we can actually change the problems that we have with what we've come up with, which is really good. Yeah.
Part of the legacy is that we're demonstrating that schools can be part of the solution now and not just preparing people for later.
Throughout the process, I've done a lot of thinking and also realized what kind of person I was. It's okay to not have everything under control, I guess.
And then those little moments during the process where people are just having breakthroughs about themselves, how they work in a team, about the problem, about just putting 5 or 6 things together into an aha moment, and you're right there with them when that happens, and it's the kind of thing you can't get in a normal classroom situation.
That it's a great experience. I think everyone should be able to do this program.
I feel proud of myself for what I've accomplished in the 3 weeks. As I feel like I've done a lot, and I really pushed myself and I tried really hard, so I'm pretty proud of myself.